Welcome back to
Off the Record.
Off the Record.
Off the record, baby.
That was all, of course, off the record.
You won't be able to see that.
Oop. Let me crack this.
Give that liquid death a cracker.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for thirst.
All right.
Woo! We
Feeling
the
good.
Official sponsor, Liquid Death, and I am on Coke Zero.
Coke Zero,
Coke
everybody.
Zero today with a big old ice cube in there.
Hates Coke Zero, though. Don't like Coke Zero.
Hate Coke Zero, love Coke. Coke, actually, Marvel, Coke is one of the biggest ambassadors for, like, content creators. Even if you have a small following, you can reach out and they'll send you. So recently with the new Marvel collab with Coke, if you just sent them, even with like only a couple thousand followers, they'll send you like this PR box with the characters of Marvel on them.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's do it.
Why didn't we?
Here's the thing. I was really jealous because I wanted it. And then I saw
I don't know
in the fridge, I saw it, I only have 900. And I saw in the fridge that there was a Marvel Deadpool Coke. Turns out Costco as well.
Oh.
So it's not really a
So
PR
what they
package.
send you, well, they send you like this box and it has 4 Cokes and then it has each character
On the can.
on the can.
Mm.
And so, but you get them and you don't know what you're going to get at Costco. But with this package, you get all of them.
The ones at Costco are all the same.
They're all the same.
It's just like Marvel branded.
Yeah, but this one comes in a specific box. Anyways, I'm going to reach out, try and get the box. We'll get back to you.
This podcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Thank you for
the
your
money.
many years of service.
Do they give you money or it's just?
I think it's more of just a 4-can situation. I always wonder why people collab with people for like they don't need help pushing their product.
Yeah, Coke. Coke is no
You
problem.
think Coke is
selling.
hurting.
Coke is really
Please,
hurting.
please help us.
Oh, Zach and Orem is wanting to promote us.
Hope you post this on the story. We need some sales this month, boys. It's tough.
The market's tough in Orem.
Truly tough.
Also sending out pretty cool drink PR packets, which I did not receive. Spilt Milk, a
Shout out
off-brand
Spilt.
of the Built Bar. We interviewed Nick Greer on Case Studies, and he has a new protein drink coming out.
Spilt. Built.
Spilt. SPYLT.
Putting
Plug
that
for
together,
ya.
though. Built
Built and Spilt.
and spilt.
Whoa.
Just putting that together?
It's not spelled like built, though.
No.
It's SPYULT.
Whoa, no you.
I don't know where you got the Y or the U from.
Whoa.
Because there's a U in built.
There's a U in Spilt.
Did you see?
Busy.
This is crazy, but Utah buys the most coconut Dr. Pepper in the entire world.
Didn't know it was an option.
It is, yeah. It's a new thing, and
It's apparently really good.
apparently it is really good. I want to try it really bad.
Coconut Coke.
No, coconut Dr. Pepper. Did
Yeah.
I say Coke?
I
No,
said
it's
Coke.
Dr. Pepper.
Coconut Dr.
And,
Pepper.
Yeah, my dad's obsessed with it.
They sell it at Sam's Club.
Have to be members.
Tough.
What do we do to get membership?
Just
Apply.
have to buy one.
Like $15 a month or something?
And it's,
Costco membership's expensive.
Have you had the
Gonna have to
cream
cancel that.
soda Dr. Pepper?
yeah,
I
I'm not a
have.
fan.
Yeah. What?
Not a fan.
Don't like it.
Chom in Provo, if you're from Utah County, has it on tap.
Oh, we should go to Chom. That sounds good.
Chom for lunch.
Chom for lunch. What'd you guys have for? Did you guys have breakfast?
Today
Suddenly
I did
was
not have
awake.
breakfast, no.
Suddenly I was like, I had
No.
a bagel. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I saw that.
Deadpool. I'd love to talk about it, but we can't.
Deadpool will be for the next episode because me and Jack both saw it separate and Tanner's seeing it tonight, so we can't talk about it yet.
It's funny. The plan
No
was to
spoilers.
all go together, and then that plan fell apart, and I went and saw
Now
it.
we all are going
sure do
separate.
fall apart.
You went to see it, James. Did you guys all go see it together? Or?
Yeah, me and our friend
You didn't
Jameson Chelsea.
Mm-mm.
Chelsea.
And I was laughing.
It's funniest movie of the year.
I was laughing hard.
Maybe not of the year, but it is really funny.
I'm going to say of the year. And it's only August. Only August of you.
Yeah.
Only August of the year.
Oh, man. This year was kind of a wash.
This year.
This year, I was kind of prepping for next year since it
I
began.
know. I feel like Do you feel like this year's going by really fast?
Very fast.
So fast. The other day, Barbie came out 2 years ago. No,
That's not true.
a year ago. Barbie came out a year ago.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. I feel like Barbie literally came out yesterday.
That's
No.
crazy.
They're still talking about it. So
No, they're not.
It's a
yeah,
national monument. Yeah, they commented on
people still talk about it.
Okay, the Olympics are happening right now.
Hate the Olympics actually.
Love the Olympics. I'm a huge fan, apparently. And Barbie, the movie, commented on Steven, who is the pommel horse, and they said,
Steven
your
is
job
the
is
pommel
horse. His job is horse.
Like
This is really deep.
like
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Steve. I'm sorry. The pommel horse's name is Steve.
No,
So
one of
wrong.
the gymnasts.
The
Okay.
gymnast, his name is Steven, and he just sat in the corner and he closed his eyes and
Oh.
didn't watch anything. And America needed him. And when America needed him most, he got
showed
up on
up?
that horse, did it, and we won bronze. And the last time we won anything was 2012, I believe. So,
And now he's the horse.
and now he's horse. His job is horse, Barbie commented.
His job is horse.
Love that for you, Steven.
Good job, Steven. Bronze though.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
It was. We weren't even going to place.
And go Simone Biles, just won gold about 15 minutes ago, won gold. So,
Again?
yeah, again, for the all around.
Holy crap. Go
Yeah.
Simone.
She had a documentary come out, and it's
She's killing.
two episodes. And it's interesting because there's more episodes to come, which means that they're going to just incorporate how she did in the Olympics. So can you imagine
Very
getting
cool.
a deal and then
Yeah.
be like, I really hope
Hope I
this
do
works
good.
out.
Yeah, geez. That, oh my gosh. Did you watch the Celine Dion documentary?
I did.
started watching it the other
That
day.
is
It is
good documentary.
very depressing.
Yeah. There's that moment where she realized she can't hit that note anymore. You're like, oh my God. But it was a magical moment when she sang at the Olympics. Very, very pretty.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I shed a tear.
I did too.
Had a busy week.
We had a really busy week, actually.
A lot of podcasts, some new clients onboarding, some fun stuff coming. The first episode dropped. We were excited. We realized we need to talk more enthusiastic.
Whee!
It was
Yes.
kind of draggy.
The first episode was
Sorry,
very dry.
guys. We tried our hardest. And you get in your head.
You do.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
We think by episode like 6, we'll really hit that stride. So just stick with us.
Stick with
to
us to them.
6.
And then we'll really get it dialed in.
Shout out Zach Anderson. Whoa. Zach Johnson. We have too many Zachs.
Too many Zachs. Zach Johnson, Zach Anderson.
Zach Johnson gave us some serious motivation that we were doing good, and it put my spirits up.
Put my
Heck
spirits
yeah,
up.
same.
So
He's
thank
making
you.
us a table. And it looks amazing.
Looks so good.
Should we bring it in here for when it's done and like introduce her on the podcast?
Yeah, the big
I think we
reveal.
should.
I can already hear my voice going monotone, so I'm just pitching up just a little bit.
But at the end, we're
Already getting back in your head.
here. Hi, everybody.
Customer service
Mickey
voice.
Mouse.
I know. I love my customer service voice. Hi. Yeah, I was just wondering if you could pay my
Jack, every time the bill collector calls, we know it's
Jack,
we know
you're
it's
late
the
again.
bank.
It's AT&T, man. They will not get off my ass about my freaking phone bill. And I pay it on time. It's just they want the payment right on the date, and I want to just wait a few days.
So not on
So not
time.
on time.
But I don't get a late fee is what I'm saying. And so they harass me
He
for
really
a week.
pushes it right to the.
to the T. I did pay a late fee. I paid it one time and it sucked because it was like $60, and then you pay a reconnection fee on the next bill.
Whoa, deep into the phone bill.
Deep
Love
in
it.
the phone bill.
Customer
Anyway,
service
Tough,
voice.
dude.
customer service voice.
So we found that when we talk about a topic that we just pick to be valuable, it's a little bit dry because there's not as much stories. And what we liked is more of the stories. So we're going to try and go that direction a little bit more, kind of find our stride. Hopefully we do that today. Today we're going to be talking about concert photography and what we have found in shooting concerts and some fun stories to go with some of the artists that we have shot.
All right. Well, Jack, go ahead and kick us off with the Louis Capaldi story.
Is that the first concert we ever did?
Yeah. That was
Really?
the first one.
It's not the first concert you ever shot.
That was.
Really?
I mean, like actual, like legit concert. I've shot Zach's band's concerts for a long time.
How does it make you feel?
Not a real band, of course.
And don't get it twisted.
Not like a real concert, like a fake band, like a play band.
Okay, I can see how that came out wrong.
It's all right. I had played music for years and years, and Tanner always photographed all our concerts.
So he knew what he was doing.
He had been in low light and around instruments, concert feel. But
when I was shooting your concerts, I was on my Canon.
he had never shot a Sony concert.
Yeah.
And so Sony is known for being better in low light.
If you look at our Instagram, there's a lot of concert photography. You may think that we
That's all
got
we
paid to do that, and that's all we do, and that we've done it for a long time. Point of this is to kind of give backsight if you're interested in shooting concerts, what we have found works and what doesn't work for us.
Yes, we'd never actually. I guess we'd never shot a concert before. I'd never shot a concert before. I was at JJ and
JJ Coffee.
JJ Coffee,
Local coffee shop.
locally, local coffee shop, great coffee shop. Go get coffee from them. Love them.
No
But-
more free plugs.
No more free plugs. Sorry, JJ. Wish I could. But anyway, so me and Sienna, we go to JJ a decent amount and spend a lot of money. And we were walking in, and Sienna's ordering, and there's like a big tour bus like right outside, like huge. And Sienna's ordering, and I can't remember what it was, but I think I like sat down and I was on my phone, like probably emailing you guys, or not emailing, but emailing somebody, texting you guys. And Sienna walks over to me and she says, "Is that Louis Capaldi?" And I said, "Who?" Who would this man be? you know.
It's the first time hearing about it.
Oh wait, that's not him.
Still
Wait,
doesn't
once
know.
I was 7 years old? No.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, that is Lucas Graham.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
What's his songs? Into the
day bleeds into the nightfall.
Great. He has
So
a really
good.
gorgeous voice. Anyway, I look over and I do immediately recognize him. I didn't know his name, but I do immediately recognize him because he is a very big artist. And at the time, his song was going like viral on TikTok.
He had also just came out with a Netflix documentary.
About his
It's about,
Tourette's.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So he was, anyway, at the time, a pretty big artist. Bigger now, probably.
I would say that was a really, really
Peak time in his career.
peak
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Because, I guess his Tourette's got pretty bad. Anyway, so me and Sienna sit there. Like, I kind of just am like looking at him. I text you guys like, Louis Capaldi's at JJ right now. And I am kind of like debating whether or not I should walk over and ask him to like see if I can do any kind of media at his show, because he was playing at the UCCU Center that night. And so pretty much I work up the courage to walk over to him and ask for his number, and we got on a beautiful date. No,
That's how I met him.
I walk over, I stand up. I literally just tell I say, "Okay, 1, 2, 3," and I stand up and I walk over because I had to. I suck at like going and confronting someone that's famous
same.
or important. I could never. It was so awkward. But anyway, I go and I just put my hand out and I go, "I'm Jack. Can I do some photos for you at your concert tonight?" And he goes, "Hey man, it's nice to meet you." And I go, I really like your music.
Name 3 songs.
What's my name?
If he would have said name 3 songs, I would have walked away. Oh, man, that
Huge
was
fan.
tough.
Zach
So,
at the studio.
anyway, yeah, I do know a huge fan. But so anyway, I asked him and he said, "Talk to that guy." And so he sent me to his manager, and his manager said, "Here's my number and here's my email."
Which usually means I'm excited to have you here, and that was really nice of you, but that's not going to really lead
Yeah. No,
anywhere.
yeah.
Like, here's my manager.
yeah, exactly.
Because the
And-
concert was that night.
yeah, it was in like 8 hours. And so I got the manager's number and email, and I texted him and said, "Hey, we'd love to come shoot and video." Did I say video? I don't think I did. I think I just said shoot.
Yeah.
And he didn't respond for a long time. And I then emailed him and then texted him again, and he finally emailed back and said, "Yep, I can get you in." And at that time, I hadn't said like I want 3 passes or whatever, and so I just emailed him again and said, "Can I have 3 passes?" And he said, "Yep, there'll be a will call," and said nothing else.
Yeah, we went.
Crazy.
It was UCCU, so at UVU, and usually when you shoot a concert, you go through the venue. Or the artist and the venue work together because the venue has to know they have specific rules and you have to get your passes through will call. It's not like you approach the manager and they give it to you. It's set up for him. So we just went to UVU right before the concert with our camera bags, hoping
that there would be one.
They wrote our names.
Yeah, that he wrote because they have to go up and like write our names down, and they did. And
they gave us like an envelope with like a ticket and a media badge and all that stuff.
Yeah. And so, because they gave us a ticket because you're only able to film the first 3 songs of the opener and the main act. So we were only in the pit for like a little bit. Like, it wasn't that long.
That's the standard for every single concert. Just if you want to shoot it, it's always the first 3 songs.
Weird. Unless you're like part of the team.
If you're on their actual team. Yeah.
But the girl that was the opener, she was really good too. She was also blowing up at the time because of that Steven Sanchez song.
Yeah.
It's
M. Byhold.
Sure.
Is her name.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, I don't think that's a song.
Doesn't ring a bell. Can you sing it?
M. Byhold. I don't.
Also, don't know if that's how you say her last name, but
probably not. M. Byhold. But yeah, so that was really cool. We got it was the first time I guess the first time you guys had done that too.
Yeah.
Front and center.
We all had nice cameras, so it didn't feel like we were like sneaking into something and unprepared, but we had not shot something like that.
Yeah, we had the FX3 at the time.
Yeah, and I was shooting on my A7 IV.
And you had your nice A7
R5.
And you're not allowed to do video, so it's very funny that Jack was acting like his...
Set up my giant FX3 rig with like... It was like huge, had the monitor on it. Yeah, had a focus puller on it. It's crazy rig. And I was like, this is just a photo rig. This is how I take my photos.
Weird way to take photos, man.
Crazy photographer here.
So anyway, that was fun. But
a lot of the times it's like magazines that are able to go shoot those. So we were talking to the people there, which I thought was interesting, saying like, what are you shooting on? What is your experience? And they're like, I don't know. We just get this camera from
and like students,
UVU magazine, and they let us photograph it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting who they let go through, but our studio doesn't have any credibility. It's not going to go to a publication. So it was just for our portfolio.
Yeah, that's why I was so nervous to walk up to him, because I was like, if he says like, or his manager or whoever is like, yeah, can you show me some stuff you've done? Or so to be like, here's a photo of a perfume bottle that Tanner took a few months ago.
Perfume bottle.
We don't have, concert photography is weird because you have to have a portfolio to get in. Usually that was a very unique situation. And then,
but then you can't get a portfolio if you can't get in.
Exactly.
It's so weird.
It's really backwards, but it was a great concert, and it was so funny. The Tanner kept trying to shoot from his 200 to 600 telephoto lens on the side of the stage, and the security guard told me, like, tell him that he needs to stop taking photos. And so Tanner just goes into the crowd with a 200 600. This lens, if you are not familiar, is massive. And Tanner is in the crowd shooting. Oh my gosh.
Is this obvious?
But,
the security guard walks over to us and is like, hey, he can't shoot from over here.
Well, they didn't say anything to me while I was in the crowd, though.
Yeah, they said stuff to us, though.
Well, so that was the first one, and it went well, and I got one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. It's not good enough to be on this, but yeah, that was so much fun, and he was so nice. And then he was funding his own tour, and then sadly his Tourette's got too bad and he had to cancel his tour. So that was kind of, we got him as
his show
really
right
cool
after
place.
that, he canceled it. Like he didn't go.
Yeah, and then he stopped, and he's working on stuff. I think he might be touring again. I don't know. This is not important, but it was a
really cool experience.
It was a really cool experience, and I love music and just being able to go to the concert. And when you're in the pit, they're from like
You're
me to
literally,
Tanner.
like,
If you're listening, like
5 or 10 feet away from them.
very, very close
Yeah.
to them. And he's just right there.
Yeah, you can see their face like very well.
I remember going home and we
So
had
sick.
the stickers because they give you stickers to put on you, and going home and like putting that in a book.
Oh,
of,
really? You
like,
put it in a book?
keeping the ticket and
Smart.
keeping the pass.
I've kept all of the passes from all of the shows that I've shot.
Oh, that's cool. Damn.
Yeah, so
Should've done that.
that one was the first one.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then Tanner did really well, of course, because he actually
did
knew
like
what he was doing.
40 more.
So he just went on to keep doing them.
Who was after that?
I can't remember who was next.
Stadium of Fire was the next thing we posted. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some between that, but
There's one hanging. There's Daniel
that one
Caesar.
is Daniel Caesar. Yep.
That was cool. I wish I would have gone to. I wish we would have gone to like more of them, because like
Yeah, me and Jack stopped going because we don't actually take photos, but it still is fun to show up and just
Be
mess
there
around.
yeah.
And that's not true. We can take photos. It's just Tanner.
well, yeah.
It's just what I do.
Can't take a photo like that.
But Stadium of Fire was really interesting. So tell the story kind of from the start of reaching out to them and how that went down.
Yeah, so after
Lewis.
yes, after Lewis, I
Capaldi.
just started reaching out to like a bunch of artists, and I got like on a website that had a bunch of like the managers' contact information and all that stuff. And so
Mhm.
I'd reach out to them, and I made like a little template. I'll read it so
Too
that
good.
people can,
We'll link it in the.
We can also link it.
yeah, let's just do that.
That's easy.
Yeah, so I made a little template that I would like send to the managers, and basically would just like plug in the concert information, and it had like a link to our portfolio for concerts and stuff. which-
Before I had that, did you just send like a few photos? Because the website was a new addition.
yeah,
I remember
think
setting it up.
I think I probably did just send. Oh no, I had a thing on my personal.
Oh,
website
right,
that I
right,
would send
right.
on. And so, yeah, I was doing that, sending emails to the management, and
And that's legit emails to managers. Like if you look up, we'll have to find this website and link it, but it really is their contact. Like if you think you're going to get on and like DM the artist and get in, they don't control that. There's
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
moving parts in the background. It's a good idea to just like do outreach like that if you're just thinking about it, but
Yeah,
In reality-
like an Instagram DM might work sometimes.
Sometimes.
it's probably not even going to that person.
yeah, they have a social media manager. It's going to get funneled anyway. So what Tanner is saying, sometimes it feels like those emails are not real, but they are the manager's
Yeah, they're
emails.
legit.
It's public information.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have like the publicists, the managers, like anyone involved in pretty much every like public figures team. They have that information, which is pretty cool.
And you would
Emails is
CC
just-
all of them, right?
I would just CC the people that are like involved with the concert.
But more
So-
than one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Because usually there's usually between like 1 and like 8 people that are on the like publicist or management team.
And would you email the venue as well?
Usually it's easiest to go through the actual like management team.
Mm-hmm.
Because the venues are just so like tricky to deal with.
They
But-
have their people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Pretty
usually have
wishy-washy.
photographers that are just like there for the venue.
Mm,
The biggest thing was like you have to reach out to so many people, and so many people are going to say no or not respond to you, and
True.
you just have to take what you can get, especially if you don't have like a big portfolio. And then just like also shoot like regular concerts at like little local venues too. Like getting into those is pretty easy.
where would you like shoot locally? Like, would you go to like the Orem Farmer Market?
Like-
Shoot-
Like Velour,
Like Velour,
oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
just smaller venues.
Kilby Court. We went and shot my buddy Alex's band. We went and photographed
Mhm.
him. They don't have photographers. So you also kind of need to think about an opener does not
Yeah.
bring on a photographer, but a headliner does. And so if you can sometimes reach out to the opener,
Yeah.
then they'll bring you in and then you can have access to the headliner.
Sometimes
Sometimes.
we have a story. That,
We'll share later on how that didn't work and we thought it would. But sorry.
Anyway, so for Journey, or the Stadium of Fire, I shot that. It's a big festival in Provo, Utah. And so I reached out to the venue, which is Lavelle Edwards Stadium, and they basically told me that they had already given up all of their media passes for the year.
Liars.
And when they say that, they're saying like Fox, ABC.
Yeah, like news stations.
Yeah.
Huge
Like big,
news stations.
KSL and all that kind of shit.
Yep. And so I was like, all right, well, that sucks. But anyways, so the day of the Stadium of Fire, I was just like chilling at home bored. And I was like,
Crazy.
well, I might as well go give it a try. So I got
It's
all
the
of my
4th of July. I
Yeah,
guess I'm
4th
not
of July.
doing anything.
Packs his little bag.
Yep. So I got my camera gear, hopped on my motorcycle, and drove down there. And I went and talked to the will call. There's like a security checkpoint before you get to will call. And so I
Mhm.
walked up to the security checkpoint. I was like, hey, I don't have a pass. I tried talking to somebody to get one, and they were like, I don't know. And then eventually I ended up talking them into letting me go over to will call and just talking
The
to them
security
about it.
people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I went over to will call.
It's crazy. Got a big backpack.
Yeah.
Hi. I don't have a pass, but
They did
wanna
search
let
my
me
bag
in?
and stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but yeah, so I went over to will call. And I was like, I explained the story. Like I reached out to your team and they said that all passes were gone. I was just wondering if I could, like just wait here and see if somebody doesn't show up for their pass.
Which is like 4 hours
Crazy.
before, right?
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half. So it
Oh,
wasn't.
before the thing started?
4
Yeah.
hours sounds better, but yeah, an hour and a half before.
Damn.
Yeah, so I got
And
there.
that concert drags as it is.
Yeah, and it felt like 4 hours.
There
But-
we go.
But yes, so I talked to them. They were like, I mean, sure, I don't care if you sit here and wait and see if
That's
somebody doesn't show up.
crazy.
So I literally sat there. I had like my monopod
Hell yeah.
with my camera on it and like my 2 to 600 lens on it. I was like just waiting for somebody to
Guys,
not show up.
Did people keep showing up?
Oh yeah, there were photographers like walking by, like, hey man,
Good to see you. What?
good luck with whatever you're doing.
Can I have your pass?
Holding this sign,
I'm with
looking for tickets, looking for a
I'm
media
with
pass,
98 Studios, if you know them.
Literally.
looking for one media pass.
Yep. So photographers walking by me, telling their names and just getting like their envelope with all of their stuff in it.
Mhm.
And eventually it was like probably, I think that concert actually already started. It was like 10 minutes after the concert started or after the,
Oh, like you could hear the
The
singing.
ceremonies.
yeah, like after the ceremony and stuff started. And finally the lady from Will Call, she was like looking over at me like a lot while I was just like standing there. And she finally walks over. She's like, hey, somebody didn't show up for their pass, so you can take this one. So I walk over
Who was it
and
for?
it's for Fox 13 news station.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I still have that one too.
And it's Fox 13?
Yeah, it says Fox
Oh,
13
that's
on
sweet.
on the badge.
I didn't know
Damn.
they let you keep that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Is
I
it say
got
Stadium of
in-
Fire on it?
it's like a huge like card like this
Damn.
big.
I was going to say, it could be kind of cool. to,
Not
like,
a great
flash
place to
that.
keep.
Yeah.
keep it.
I'm with Fox 13. They're like, dude, that says Stadium of Fire on it.
For 2023. Yeah. So anyways, got in, shot that concert. I got to shoot like the entire festival, which was
Good
cool.
old
They have like the jets flying over and fireworks and all that
Good,
stuff.
grandiose whole time.
And
Yeah.
the pictures I really liked were they have like the paragliders come in and
Oh yeah.
and land, and then there was a photo that you took. Excuse me. There's a photo you took of a guy and his daughter, and we posted it on the Instagram. And we have like 500 followers at the time because
Yeah.
we
We have
have
700 now.
650 now. But he all of a sudden in the comments, he just reaches out. could I have this picture of me and my daughter?
Somehow finds.
What
Did we
are-
tag Stadium of Fire or something?
Someone
like that?
Somebody
tagged
tagged him in that post.
Like, did
one of-
we tag Stadium of Fire and like?
I'm pretty sure we did.
The girl that tagged him went to school with us. It just was kind of a little bit awkward. Like we posted this on our social media of you and your daughter, and you
it does
weren't.
happen.
Very random.
It does happen in Utah. Like it's pretty close knit.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but that is so funny.
Hey man, could I snag this picture?
Why is this my daughter?
And then
Well, clearly he liked it enough to want it for later.
There you go.
And then another super important thing is the turnaround of deliverables. If you can be quick, you can talk on this, but just explain like how fast you got it and then what happened with them posting and stuff.
Yeah. So with concerts, I usually try to like just after the concert, I'll go home and edit the pictures, like cull through everything, edit them, and then try to turn them around so that if that person decides that they want to post about it, then
It's
hopefully
fresh
they'll
in their
choose my
mind.
pictures
Yeah.
to use.
That is not a normal turnaround time at all. Like he's
Yeah.
working until 3-4 in the morning on those.
Yeah. Like the concerts are always going late and then go home, edit them.
Crazy.
But if
Yeah.
they want to say thanks for being in Salt Lake,
Yeah.
then if there's
Totally.
edited
They're going
photos,
to post
100%.
the next day.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. So
You don't want to wait like a week and then send the agent like, hey, here's these photos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time has already moved on.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. So, that's just what I try to do is turn them around right then. And that actually worked out with Journey. Jack's fiance actually
Her aunt.
somehow knows.
Her aunt, yeah. Sienna's aunt knows, what's his name?
Arnell.
Arnell.
Or no, he's not the original
Yeah.
singer of Journey, but this guy,
But he is a singer.
he is
Well,
awesome.
he is currently
He is the lead singer. He's just not the original lead singer.
Yeah. But anyway, so she knows him and she texted him the photos to post them. And so instead of like emailing the agent or anything like
Yeah.
that, she just texted him and said like post these. And he
did.
And
post
he
them.
posted all of them.
He did like a scroll, like a screen recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of
As
like
a reel, though, not as a story.
Yeah.
Really?
Of
Yeah.
the whole entire Dropbox. Like,
and tagged us, and it was sick.
and he thanked us in the comments. He's
Yeah.
like, "Thank you, 98 Studios, taking the photos last night." Like, sorry, I keep blocking you, Tanner. Of the whole thing. If you get my hand a lot.
And that's Tanner's story, but
Still the lead.
Does he have a lot of followers?
Yeah, he has.
Like probably hundreds of thousands, like
Hundreds of
not
thousands.
millions, but
Well, that's
still cool.
dope. Yeah,
just
Journey.
to say like Journey posted
So sick,
our
yeah.
stuff is cool. So
It's just cool that, that's not really how that situation, it could have been very easily, well, they don't have a pass, so
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'll try next year.
Didn't try this year.
And
I did try,
He did
but
try this year.
didn't get
But
it.
you didn't do what you did last year.
no, because I had an actual ticket to go. So
He wanted to go see it, which this year was nuts. The fireworks exploded on people. That's not for this show, but
crazy.
it
That was
was
crazy.
insane. No, I loved that. And then after Stadium of Fire, the next thing we posted was Noah Cyrus. But you just started doing
Yeah, I started doing
A
a bunch
handful.
of different shows, and again, like reaching out to so many people, like just putting dates on the calendars for like potential shoots of concerts. And so yeah, it can be a lot when you're reaching out to people and then you get denied by a bunch, but
Yeah, man, we don't want you to come shoot.
but when you get in, it's fun, and then that's how you build your portfolio.
and you're doing this all for free. Like
Yeah.
it really is.
That's
for,
what's crazy to
for
me.
portfolio. And what's interesting is the end goal from that, if you do well, is probably the only way to make money touring with a band.
yeah,
And
exactly.
you weren't going to do that. So
Yeah.
it really was just for
Fun.
let's
Truly
have
is
cool content.
portfolio stuff, and yeah, I enjoy shooting concerts, and so it's just something fun to do.
I
Do you
remember
wear
seeing
Yeah,
Plugs.
Daniel Caesar. That was when you
Crazy.
sent those deliverables. They were so cool.
Yeah, those pictures. It's right there. If you can
yeah,
see
we've
it.
got it. It's on the wall behind me.
Truly the dopest photos, I think, are probably from that concert.
I agree. I love
so
those
sick.
pictures.
The JP Sax ones are really cool too. And
Yeah.
those were super cool. And you guys have shot him twice now, right?
Yes. So the story with JP, if you don't know who JP Sachs is, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? And if you don't know that song, then I don't know what to tell you.
Thank God you don't know that song.
But
Good song.
I love him. He's
Super fan.
He's so good.
I have been a big fan for many years.
Good live too.
Amazing live. He's very good at piano. Yeah, I've studied his work for a long time. And so there was a festival in Utah called Super Bloom, and National Parks put it on, a local band here, and then they invite a bunch of people and they get a big headliner, and the headliner was JP Sachs. There was other bands playing. There was a band called Valley, which we'll share that story in a second. I want you to tell it because it's so funny. But there's just a big lineup. It's a big day. And I could not get in. I know a lot of people in the music world, and I texted everyone. I texted June.
Pulling out all the stops.
I texted
literally.
people I haven't talked for years. I texted June Audio, Scott Wiley. I texted my uncle that used to play with National Parks. I emailed every single person in the band of National Parks, like everyone trying to get these passes. And this is months before it
It was a
happens.
long time.
And finally, we figure out, so there's this company called SNS, and they were the people in charge of the media passes.
They run all of the concerts pretty much in Utah.
They're a huge company.
Are they just like an event promoter? Or
I think
Like an event
something
company?
I think somehow with the state, they're allowed to like run the like
weird.
festival size things.
Oh, I see. They run festivals.
They're in charge of like
Love Loud
Yeah.
and like all that.
Well,
okay.
they do all the like the concerts too,
yeah.
like promotion and all that stuff.
It's a
Okay.
yeah. So we reached out to this guy named Billy. Did you find him?
I think we found him from the same website that I get all the management info from.
So we text this guy. It has his cell phone number. So this is the day of Super Bowl, and we still aren't in. And same sort of thing. Me and Tanner were just going to drive to Salt Lake and just hope that we could get
try
in.
to do what you did that.
Because
Yeah.
Tanner got in, and he had not responded if I could get in. And last second, he's like,
Wait, hold on. You got in when?
So I got a media pass.
Immediate, like a while ago or that day?
no, that day.
Yeah.
Okay, from that guy.
Yeah. And he said, can I also put Zach Liston on this? Because you need to say your name. It's not just like 2 media passes and they go to whoever.
Yeah.
It's the
Tied to your
person
name.
that's to your name, and it's only okayed, and they will not let it
Yeah.
switch.
Yeah, they're intense about it.
And you have to show your ID. Like everything is legit. So me and Tanner are up in Salt Lake. There's this homeless person screaming at us on the sidewalk.
It's so scary.
It was terrifying. And I walk up to the girl at Will Call, and I'm like, hey, we are here for Super Bloom. We have passes, media passes. And she looks it up, and she had one for Tanner and not one for me.
Oh,
And I was already in Salt Lake, and Tanner drove me there. And
Too
so
It's like an hour away, and the festival was going like all day, so it was going to be like a 6-hour shooting time.
Yeah, I wasn't going to
Jeez.
not have him do it. So I would have just been outside. So I call this Billy guy. And I'm like, hey, you said that I was on this list. They're not seeing it. And he's like, let me make a phone call and I'll call you right back. And they were not letting anyone in. And he was the big dog. And
like they didn't let like any of the photo passes.
no, just like people, we had reached out to other photographers that were in the space that we had met during concerts, and Tanner had talked to a bunch of people and got their contact. We're like, how do we get passes? And they're like, they told us no. Like they just weren't letting, because sometimes you can show up and be like,
probably because
"Okay."
JP.
I think it's just the security of the festival, and they bring their own people. And so it's a little bit different.
They're intense about their media.
Regardless, it's usually not as easy as just a phone call, and then they would have let me in.
Yeah.
But he calls the people, and then she's like, okay, I got it. I got it okayed.
That's crazy.
So we go in and we photographed like Jordan Moyes, who's local, and Ashley Hess, who's local. We did those concerts,
Crazy.
and we got in, and that was awesome. And you're only supposed to shoot the first 3, like I said. And we shot Valley, and we were really excited about that. I love that band. And we were shooting JP that night. And me and Tanner were tired from the last concert. And so we were sitting in like, it's not like VIP, but there's a sectioned off place where there's tents behind the stage with all the artists. And then there's these couches if you paid a little bit extra to be closer in this little section.
Crazy.
So we're sitting there, and I look over, and National Parks is playing, and JP Sachs is standing there in the crowd.
Just like watching.
Just watching the
not
concert.
in the crowd, but like off to the side a little bit.
Yeah, like, but not behind stage or anything. He's just like on the sidewalk watching, and nobody is bugging him. No one's noticed him because he's in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy crap, Tanner, that's JP. He's right there. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, grab your camera, your phone. And I just start walking up to him. This is nuts. So he's facing he's facing the stage, and I walk up and I put my arm around him, and I'm like, hey JP, I love you, man. Can I take a photo with you just real quick? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he puts his arm
that
around
could have been
me.
received so differently.
Like, whoa. And I didn't know this. He's like really short. And that's a cut, maybe. He's never gonna hear this. I'm just saying it's not intimidating to like walk up to him. It felt like normal to be like, hey man.
Yeah.
So he turns around,
Hey, buddy.
Tanner takes the photo, and then Tanner switches me to take the photo. And I'm so flustered, but I tell him, because we have cameras around him, our necks. Wow, I'm tripping out on the story. I'm getting nervous.
We have cameras around him.
JP.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, we're your photographers tonight. Which there's
not true.
He has a full media team.
Yeah, he has a
with
full
him
media team, and there's
that he
17
knows personally.
There's 17 photographers. Like, we are not, there's not that many, but like,
Hey man, we're your photographer.
I said, we're your photographers
That's
tonight.
so good.
And he doesn't say anything. And then I say it again. I'm like, we're photographing you tonight. Do you have an email that you'd like us to send the photos to?
Wow, bold
And-
move.
And he was like, oh, you're the photographers? And he grabs me and Tanner and walks us through backstage and to his tent, like his own band tent. And we walk in, and he's like, hey guys, these are my new best friends. This is Zach and Tanner. This is the band. And so now I'm just standing in front of JP's band.
Yeah. Band managers,
And his manager.
like publicists.
Everyone on his team is in this tent, and me and Tanner are sitting there, and I'm shaking, and I'm meeting his manager. He's like, get with my manager, figure this all out.
Oh my god.
And I'm
Holy
like,
crap.
I'm freaking out. I'm such a big fan, is what I said to the manager. And he's like, great. What's your cell phone number? Because usually when you meet a manager, they give you an email that's like them at JP Sachs, whatever.
It's their assistant. It's
They're like, we're not going to see this. He pulls out his cell phone, gives us his cell phone, and says, put your contacts in, text me right now. And his name's Ramsey. And he's like,
it's a dope name.
okay, sweet. And so his photographer wanted to do video and photo that night. And he didn't have other people shooting with him. And so he just said, he's going to focus on video. And tonight you can stay as long as you want. Get up there, be anywhere. Like, so
They let you get on stage?
he wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
we didn't, but
didn't.
he was like,
He
you can
was,
do
"Go whatever
whatever.
you want."
Yeah. He's like, photograph me. If you're my photographers tonight, like, do everything,
Whoa.
which is
That's crazy. Yeah, that
not,
doesn't happen.
Not normal.
Yeah, no.
And so we're just with him, and we say thank you and whatever. And it was so cool.
Did they give you different passes?
No, he just was like, hey, we're
You just
okay.
stayed with him until you
we're
played?
just with him. Yeah.
Yeah. So after security normally is like pull you after 3, and we said, we're with JP. Like, he okayed us to be here.
Uh-huh.
And so they just let us keep shooting. So we stayed and shot it. And Ramsey, his manager, texted him, and he's like, thank you so much for shooting it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Had his cell phone number. I love these. Tanner delivered them right away, so he knew we were legit.
Yeah.
And that goes into the next
sick.
story. But before that story, Valley. if you want to share this story.
But who's Valley? Is that the band that
Valley is
was
another
Yeah,
band.
it's another
Okay.
band that was there. So
I
I was shooting like up at the front.
How long
and-
were you guys at the Super Bloom thing?
Like 8-9 hours.
Yeah, it was a long day.
And how long?
So many
How long
pictures.
did you hang with JP for?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay,
It was
okay,
not-
okay,
yeah.
okay. It was like right
No.
before the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, anyways, Valley played, and after they were playing, they were like standing off the side, just like meeting fans, and there was like a big long line waiting to talk to them. You know the story.
I do know this story.
And Valley's a band that Zach has been like obsessed with for so long. And so I was shooting, and then I walked over to Zach, and he was like, "Hey, let's go get in line and meet them." And so we got over there, and we were just like waiting in line for, I don't even know, like
45 minutes,
yeah,
probably.
30, 45 minutes. And
So good.
so we were
I forgot
literally
about
the
this.
next people in line to go meet them. And
And get your picture taken. All that.
yep,
kind
get
of
our
jazz.
picture taken, like talk to them.
They
for a
were
minute.
talking to everybody. Like,
Yeah,
Like spending a
like
minute with them.
conversations.
Yeah,
with people.
conversations.
Yeah. And eventually, so we're standing there waiting, like next in line to talk to them. And somebody from the stage comes over and they're like, "Hey, you guys need to shut it down. Like, you're distracting from the concert that's going on."
which was National Parks, and they're the people who put on the show. And so they're
Yeah.
like, if people are in line to see you, we don't want it distracting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Valley was like, "Oh, sorry guys," like to us and to everyone else. They were like, "Sorry
How many
guys."
people were left in the?
It's like 20 people
people.
probably.
Okay.
And so yeah, they said, "Sorry guys, like we're getting shut down. So just everyone come up here and we're going to do a big group photo." And so obviously Zach is so pissed. And in the picture, there's 20 people. We're right next. It's so funny. We're right next to the band. And
So you're able to crop us.
yeah, so I can crop us to like make it look like it was just us and
So
the band.
So the photo you see is the 4 band members, me and Tanner hugging him, but I just look
Zach
pissed.
looked
defeated.
so pissed
Just
and
so-
not happy to be there. And it's like this band that he's been obsessed with and wanted to meet so long. Oh my gosh,
Just-
it's so funny.
So that's the cropped image, but if you open it, you see
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like 30 people all standing right there. Oh my gosh.
It
But-
was it just taken on someone's phone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so the crop
so they-
doesn't necessarily look good.
no,
It
they're
doesn't look good. And
Yeah.
somebody they took it on one person's phone and we all just stood there waiting for
they're
them
like,
to
you can
airdrop it to
airdrop
us.
it to
Oh.
everybody.
It was tough.
It was brutal. So then they walked away. I'm like, bye.
Didn't get to talk to
really
them.
love your stuff. But we got to photograph them. And what's cool is
That's so good.
they individually reposted Tanner's photos and
Oh,
tagged us
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
the bassist and the guitarist
Mhm.
like loved the photos and
They
so
were about it. Yeah.
yeah. So that was sweet.
That's so funny. Oh my
But
gosh, I
man.
forget about that story.
Just so funny to be like, there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
And being so excited for
Mhm.
because all these concerts, I am tripping out. Like, I love music. I love these artists.
yeah.
And to be that close, I have never got used to it. I've gone
Mhm.
to probably half of them with Tanner. And the second you're
It's like
there,
Starstruck.
like,
Just like
holy crap.
It's
Because
so
JP's
cool.
just a dude, but
yeah.
And there's
But
people
when
that
you're
have been
there-
standing there like for the actual concert. Like they come the day before, like 8 hours before the concert.
Yeah,
get front row,
totally.
and you're sitting right in front of them, taking all the pictures. It's so fun.
and to meet him and just to meet somebody and them be so down to earth,
Be nice,
and be
yeah.
so
Not be a
kind.
dick.
Like, these are my friends. Here's my manager.
Yeah.
Set you up. Was such a cool thing to meet somebody that you look up to, and then he has to realize how famous he is,
Oh yeah.
and
for sure.
to be so nice was
He does like world tours.
was really
and
cool.
shit like
Yeah,
that. Like, he's a big
he's
artist.
He's huge, and he just finished a world tour. So he was coming back in a couple months, and John Mayer is what I think of JP times 100, like a god in my eyes.
I mean, yeah. In everybody's eyes, John is like the biggest artist.
unless
yeah.
you're a girl,
unless you're Taylor Swifty.
But, yeah.
He sucks.
he had some rough years, But
musically,
Musically, he's a god.
Insane.
Yeah.
So I see that JP is opening for John. And so what I talked about before is that you have these opportunities to say, okay, well, I can get in because I know this person.
You know the manager.
So I'll just keep shooting.
Did you text him?
So Tanner texted Ramsey. It was like, hey, I see that you're coming to open for John Mayer. And this is the day before, right?
I can't remember.
It was on a Saturday and the concert was on a Sunday.
Did you end up texting Sienna's friend too? Or no?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Because her friend is not her friend, but she knows through another person, John Mayer's manager or like management company.
Didn't let us through.
I'm sure they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure his team is so tight. Like you don't touch him.
When you do venues and stadiums like that, there is so much background work.
Because it was Delta.
Because it was the Delta Center or Vivint Center or Vivint Arena, whatever
the hell it is.
you want it to be, that you recognize it. It's the biggest venue in Utah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it. But we text Ramsey and he texts us back and says, I'm actually not going to be there, but just text me your names. You're good to go.
Yeah, we'll get you a pass.
We'll get you a pass.
Passes.
And sorry, this was a week before. And then Sunday happens and we go and do it. Do you want to share this story?
Go for it.
So we get to Vivint and we're security checked and we didn't have passes at that point. So you go through like this huge security check at Vivint to get into the arena or Delta. And the people
even when we went
Yeah.
to go shoot freaking the
Vivint
home
itself.
opener,
Yeah.
it was a hassle and a half. And there were like maybe
a private
1,000 people there.
Yeah. A private event we could barely get in.
And at John Mayer, the stadium was packed. It was full all the way.
It was sold out.
Yeah.
So something happened where we needed to call this new person because Ramsey wasn't there and he had to meet us at security.
Crazy.
So this guy's the manager for JP or whoever was touring with him, the highest up person. And he had to come
not John's manager
and meet, JP's manager, and had to meet with us to let us through the gates. We're like, okay, already we're like, can barely get through. So they give us a sticker and it says, John Mayer, it's a pass. You put it on your pants. So it says that you can shoot the show. So that person leaves right when we're through security to go do what he's actually supposed to be doing. So it's just me and Tanner. We're trying to get down to the stage, to the pit, and we get stopped by the first door. They have a paper with all of the fake things that people have made to try and get in.
Crazy.
So we got stopped once and then we got stopped twice here. And they look through the sheets. They call somebody. They're like, okay, it looks like you're good to get through. So go through this door.
Who are all these people calling?
I have no idea.
It was like radio.
It's
like,
in intercoms.
So weird.
Talking to people. So apparently they change the sticker every time because people figure out what was at the last arena and they try and get through. But we have legit, it's like, how could we have made this and got
like
this far? Like,
is it like what? Is it like a hollow foil sticker? Or like what does it
like
look
a
like?
fabric sticker.
But it's like, if you're not watching, it's
big.
It's big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the size of like a donut.
5 or 6 inches. Bigger, I would say. It like really goes on you and says John Mayer and has your name on it. And like it's
it's something that you like put on your pants or your shirt so that like
it's not like a little see. like yellow dot sticker.
No,
it's like
it
a
is
thing.
It is a huge thing, as well as our backpacks are tagged by security. So you had to go through all this stuff. Anyway, so they look at this sheet. We get through that. We go to the next person. So now we're walking into the stadium, stopped again. So this is the third time we're stopped.
As you're walking into the stadium.
So to go from the stadium to the stairs down into just GA. So from seats to GA, we're stopped at the top. We're stopped at the bottom. They wouldn't let us through the gates at the bottom, just to GA. This isn't even the pit. The pit is still right in front of us, but we still have to walk to it.
Yeah. We're 50 feet away from it.
We're stopped 4 times at that point. So we get into GA. There's the mixing board and then the pit. We're stopped there again.
Oh my God.
By the head of
They call over like the manager to double check our sticker.
The security of
Yeah.
the manager of
Like
the
the
security.
event?
Of the event.
Jeez.
And he gets us clearance. So then we walk up and he brings us and he says, I cannot leave you here unless you have somebody with you. And JP's
Like, who?
guy was like, I'm not going to stay with them.
Yeah.
Like they're okay.
Yeah.
So what we didn't realize is John Mayer's head of security meets with the event coordinators before the concert happens. And me and Tanner were brought up and okayed and background checked to even
Like a week before the event. Like
To
they
even
took our
be there.
names, background checked us, made sure that we didn't have any like prior stuff.
That's crazy.
And, yeah.
Like
Just
made
to-
sure you didn't have like a felony on your hands.
I have no idea, but their security is like, when you rent out a venue and you bring your own people, then each artist is a different way. So if this worked for you because you shot at Delta one time or any concert, if you're a photographer, know that is not the system.
How it works.
Yeah, it's
If
just
you do it
different.
again,
Yeah.
it's different every time.
Yeah, I'm sure the bigger the artist too. Like
He has it in his system, but basically knowing that we were brought into this conversation, you're like, oh my gosh, like I just want to photograph you for like 2 minutes.
yeah.
Literally.
So at the bottom of our pass, what I'm leaving out is it says JP opener only. And we want to photograph John Mayer.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we
It's why
knew-
you reached out.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you want to photograph JP, but also like
Yeah.
it's fucking
And so
John Mayer.
we wanted to be there because we had photographed JP and we wanted to do it again, of course. And I was filming this time, so it was really cool. I was getting some good video of him, but we knew. So we were stopped 6 times on something that we had already been background checked and seen. So we're sitting there and the guy behind us like, how did you even get this job? Like the front row of John Mayer's
the guy
asking,
like in the GA
crowd
thing? Yeah.
that had paid for front row
Oh,
seats.
yeah.
It's like GA and then
Damn, I
seat.
bet he
And he was like,
paid a lot of money for that seat.
yeah, it was something where his brother had like given him
Oh, yeah.
tickets. And so
okay.
he was like fanboying out also that
Yeah.
he was there.
Uh-huh.
He's like, how did you guys do this? And
It's so funny.
you try and be honest. Like
Yeah.
you just don't give up.
Yeah,
And
it truly is like a crazy coincidence. You met JP. You happened to like he happened to like take you back to his tent
because
got
you
his
walked up
manager's
to him
number.
and say, can I just, I'm your photographer when that's not even
case.
like really true.
I'm your guy. I'm your photographer.
But
That you hired.
yeah, a sequence of just putting yourself in opportunities.
Yeah.
So
So crazy.
we get there and we photograph, video JP the whole concert. Like we don't need to do 3. But did we leave after 3 though?
At the Vivint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he plays, and then John Mayer's about to come out, and you just see like his security and this girl asking us like, "Are you supposed to be here?" Yes. We're with JP.
Where were you guys sitting at the? You guys like just went off to the side of the pit.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
still behind, but we're in the pit. And so that's just right off to the stage. And this girl asks us, "Are you supposed to be here?" Yes, JP's manager said we could be here. We're just shooting John for the first 3. And she walks off and tells his head of security.
We weren't even shooting though. We were just
Yeah,
we were just
sitting
gonna
there.
watch from
Yeah.
the pit.
Yeah, but you did say we were shooting.
We just wanted to be there.
Yeah,
The thing I think that she didn't like is that we had cameras slung around us and like we could shoot
You
if
could
we wanted to.
Boom,
yeah.
go like that real quick.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Put my
but we
goddamn camera
knew.
down.
So at that point, we had realized we're not going to be able to photograph this.
Yeah.
But we still just want to sit here.
Yeah, totally.
And his bouncer, head of security, this guy's massive, walks up to us and just says, "You guys out of here." And
Yeah.
we're like, okay. And we're,
Yeah, you
we're
don't say no.
Okay.
where do we go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he said, you can watch in GA, which are $100 tickets
yeah.
or more.
No, wait, yeah, probably
Yeah.
like $3,000.
It-
If you're buying them from like scalpers, like
yeah,
for sure.
it's a sold out show and it's GA and we could be in the front. So that was me and Tanner just stood there, but he had his security circle us and make sure that we weren't photographing like every 10 minutes.
Mhm.
My
and-
God.
And
Just
so
like
we're just
walking by in
watching.
front of us.
How
We're like,
weird.
oh my gosh, dude.
But
Chill.
but right before he kicked us out, John walked right in front of us. So
Whoa.
so we were
Yeah,
like
sick.
like
10 feet away from
holy
him.
shit, that's crazy.
And he was he was right there.
I'm your photographer.
Hey man, I'm photographing you tonight. The reason why they're crazy about that is those photographs are worth money. And and John wants to be in charge of how he is shown and the photo quality and how it's given to press and media, everything. Totally. So that's why this is a different situation. And we understand that. But we just wanted to be
people
there.
Are so intense about it. Like you're like, dude, I'll put my camera away, but like
I just want to stand here.
Yeah.
And so we watched the show and we're in the middle because there's seats in GA. So it's like kind of GA, but there's still seats.
Yeah.
And so we're standing there and
because you don't have seats.
Yeah. And the aisle. So we're with the mixing crew and the stage is right there. So we have like amazing seats with no one blocking us. So me and Tanner watched the show for the majority of it and left. But we were so close, but such an intense situation of, okay, you get to the top. These guys are not messing around.
Oh,
like, you get in there and it's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what it'd be like to see like the highest person you could go to before they're like, no, like I wonder if John is like that's the echelon of like concert of like singers or artists that you could, like, you can't touch him anymore. Like, you can't reach out to him. You're not going to be able to photograph, like,
unless you're like hired
photograph him
to shoot on his team. Then
you're not going to get into somebody like that. And I think that that's a real thing to talk about is you can shoot for the stars, and we gave ourselves opportunities of shooting openers, and Tanner went and did so many late nights to build a portfolio.
You're not going to go shoot Beyonce though, you know, like,
you're not going to show up and be like,
I don't think like in those situations, like in John's case, I don't think they had like magazines shooting it either. It was just his
really
group.
like
just his
KSL.
They didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
And so you kind of need to be aware of not being defeated by not being able to get into these big guys. Because John is someone where you go to his concert. He was doing a solo tour, so it was just acoustic guitar and him, and it's
very intimate.
It felt intimate, but you don't know how many moving parts. Like even outside, me and Tanner walked out, and there's like 8 semis just for his solo.
It's crazy.
And so there's so many moving parts. You can be great. But
was it Sabrock?
It's just not. No, sorry. It was after Sabrock. It was just his solo. It's just, he was coming through and doing a solo.
Yeah.
But just setting an expectation of you can have really cool opportunities.
And cool experiences too. Like, because that does usually happen. Like, they'll just give you a ticket after you shoot the 3 songs to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to like actually enjoy
and
the
so
concert.
Even if you just get to shoot the opener, like JP, or
you get to go to the concerts for free. You get to go to the
concert for free. Yeah.
And
also, I feel like kind of a hack a little bit is if like you can somehow get in to shoot a festival. Like if you could get in to shoot Lollapalooza or like Coachella, like that would be like and I'm sure that again, like they're probably super intense about it, but like there are smaller festivals out there that still have like big names on them. And that might be like an easier way to get to like the bigger names.
Look at your local, because share Love Loud, because that's an example.
Yeah, that's
of
Imagine Dragons
and Love and David Archuleta. Who else was on there?
And David Archuleta is pretty much Beyonce in Utah.
If you don't want to shoot Beyonce in Utah, you need to shoot David Archuleta.
Yeah, Love Loud was Love, David Archuleta, Mother, Dan Reynolds, and Tyler Glenn, which is
who's
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Oh,
and Tegan and Sarah. So, shooting festivals is like a really good way if you can get in to build like a big portfolio.
Yeah, because you can shoot like a bunch just in the day.
Yeah.
So,
and that was a cool festival because it felt different. Like all your photos, you could have just said, I shot this concert. It's I shot this artist. And then you got to do like the red carpet for them.
Yeah, that was cool.
So you were like right in front of them.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet any of them?
That'd be sick. I like personally, like they were right there, but there was also like 15 other photographers shooting the red carpet, and so
that was funny. When I saw those photos, I was like, did they like? Was it just expected that you shoot that, or
no? I walked in and was talking to security. It was at Delta Center again, And so I was talking to them, and the person that was there, like checking my bags and stuff, she was like, "Oh, are you shooting the red carpet?" And I was like, yeah, I am, as a matter of fact. So if you could point me that direction, that'd be great. And so they had somebody literally walk me directly to where the red carpet was, sat there for like 15 minutes, and then they started walking.
That's another great thing. Just say yes. Just I am.
Be very confident about it.
I think a
That's
big
what
thing
I'm
on
doing.
what we're doing is we truly want to photograph these for portfolio. We're not trying to
It's not
sell
money.
them.
Yeah.
And so there's not something that you're doing that is like a lie that's hurting
Yeah. No.
somebody or for your gain. I mean,
Mhm.
portfolio is kind of, if you want to argue that, but
It is
But
the
the
only
only-
way to get.
Yeah, the only way that you're using that portfolio is to get into other concerts to shoot for fun.
Yeah.
And so it's
And I guess that's the only way you would get to big artists is like shoot lots of small and then hopefully get hired by an artist.
So
and
you
just
gotta-
move your way.
you
up.
got to meet managers. Like, even if you get in, they do not know who you are. So try and look for people that are around.
like that JP Saxon night is probably actually pretty big. Like you could
Yeah.
like
That's huge.
you could definitely like be like, hey man.
Well,
I'm looking
his
for some work.
managers are the same managers for Shawn Mendes, and so
And he sucks.
so if you're talking about that and you're close enough with them, and then another girl that's huge, I forgot who else is on their management, but
I can't remember.
that's like that puts you in connection, and then they can vouch for you when
There's a
other
lot
people
of-
come
yeah.
in.
Go shoot some concerts, people.
If you're interested in it, then figure it out, make it happen, and don't give up when people say no.
There you go. And go to the link in the bio to find that email template.
You've done a bunch, but I think stress, like you've reached out to hundreds of people.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, how
reached
many
out
no's
to
have you
hundreds
gotten?
of people, and I've probably shot like 30 concerts. So
exactly.
In the year,
you're gonna
which
get a
is
lot of no's.
It's a numbers game.
a lot of no's, and a lot of people like, I don't really listen to their music. I don't care, because a lot of the venues have also reposted.
Yeah, like Noah Cyrus.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Tanner loved that concert.
did you like that concert?
I did. It was very good.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like not someone you would really think like is good, but like you might go want to go shoot.
It's crazy.
Who else?
There's
Okay, wait.
fun.
Let's go.
There's people that like when I posted those, there's people that like reposted them, like just fans.
The Noah Cyrus ones.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah,
So-
and made like fan edits of his photos too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
So
some-
get out of here with your
Sorry,
freaking Noah Cyrus hate.
It's not that I
dude.
don't like Noah Cyrus.
I just
don't
think
like
it's
their
cool
music.
that also like Ogden, like the festival, different places
Yeah.
have also posted your stuff. So
Yeah.
when you go
Yeah,
there,
that is
the
cool.
venues, he's also making connections because he sends them to the venue and they post and tag him.
Mhm.
So
Okay, really
a
quick
lot of
before we end.
opportunity.
Well, I want to know all of them because there's Daniel Caesar.
All of the concerts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or just like the
hold
big
up.
ones, not all of them, just like the big ones. Because
I think we hit the biggest ones.
Yeah, I would say the biggest ones are Daniel Caesar, Goo Goo Dolls, not huge. JP Sax,
Your good dolls are huge to me.
to,
Yeah.
to
Depends.
Zach.
Louis
on the-
Capaldi, Lil Yachty,
Lil Yachty.
Bo,
Steven Sanchez was a good one.
Oh yeah,
that was
cool.
That was very good.
Love, Noah Cyrus, Philip Phillips, Journey,
Mm.
Valley, Teddy Swims,
Teddy Swims.
Swims,
Our Last
That's a
Night,
good one.
and Jacob Collier.
Was Teddy?
Jacob
Oh,
Collier was so
wait,
sick.
what the
he
hell?
went and did this like in the dark. He didn't tell us anything.
You did Jacob Collier?
I was in Greece and
Yeah, you were going.
in New York,
Yeah.
and he just went and shot Jacob Collier. That's a huge.
That's
one.
a cool. He's so sick.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
Damn.
That
okay,
was an
cool.
interesting concert.
Really?
Yeah.
He makes you sing. Well, not makes you, but
It's like
He does
very
the-
involved. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
kind of weird for photos
Yeah.
to probably get in there and like get something because he's also in like all the corners of the stage doing
Yeah.
different
He
instruments.
Dude, did you
was
just
wearing an
stay one
outfit that
place,
looked
bro?
like Joseph and the
Oh,
Amazing
Technicolor
Technicolor
Dreamcoat.
Yeah.
But
Too good.
really cool. And
fun.
you don't do it as much, but
I'm a lot busier this year than I was last year. So.
but the ability
More
is still
free
there
nights.
to say, okay, I have all this work
Yeah.
ready to go
Yeah.
do it. And it's also always
So
at night. And so
Mhm.
there's opportunity to
Yeah.
just go do some concerts with your friends. And they don't check if you can photograph. Cause I went with you and I didn't even know how to use my camera. They're not saying
They don't check in the beginning, but it does help if you have which
Portfolio
is so
work.
stupid, but
Yeah, but for Lewis, like they didn't ask us to see any
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So put yourself out there.
Yep.
Put yourself out there and make it happen.
Make it happen, peeps.
And
Is that it?
that is
I
it.
think that
think
is
so.
it.
Tanner,
Tanner,
lead us out.
lead us out.
I already said my goodbye.
You didn't say your thing?
You didn't say it.
Oh,
You have to say your thing?
I didn't know that this is an every episode
It,
kind of thing.
it
is.
is now an every episode thing. So
All right.
just
And remember, folks, this is all off the record.
wow. Very organic and authentic. Thanks for joining us.
I felt good.
That felt good.